Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Megan. And here's her story. Hello again, Ollie. It's Megan again. YouTube name Butterfly Meg. You made a couple videos for me in the past. My mother is the narc who lied to me about who my real dad is and allowed that person to abuse me for 11 years. She left the stepdad, who was supposedly my real father, to protect herself the first time he hit her. I went no contact in 2012, which ultimately led to my narc mom's harassment, CPS calls, threats, stalking, etc. I'm coming to you this morning in need of your advice and advice from the viewers. As you know, I reconnected with my real dad 4 years ago. Things have been great. I know you have many people write in who are also victims of parental alienation, some of which don't seem to realize that they have been alienated from their parent. The alienation tactics were so successful that they cannot see the forest for the trees. I understand how they feel once being of the mindset that my father was the bad guy. I'm not intending to preach at the viewers. I absolutely understand that there are some situations when the kid isn't being alienated, that the mom is genuinely protecting their child from an abuser. Please don't misunderstand me. This is meant for those who have a narc mom alienating them from their dad and do not realize it. To those viewers, I would urge you to take a step back and try to look at the situation from an objective point of view. Gather up evidence. Start with what you know to be fact about the situation and go from there. I am 36 years old and there is nearly nothing I wouldn't do to get the years I lost with my dad. Get back the years I lost with my dad. That being said, my dad is in the hospital about an hour and a half away from where I live. My stepmother, who I call bonus mom because she is amazing, hasn't left his side. For the past week or so, my dad has been dealing with a kidney stone. Well, I had that. That's terrible. His symptoms gradually became worse. One ER sent him to another ER. He had landed in the hospital where he is at present. It seems the kidney stone is impacted and infective, making it an all-around miserable ordeal. It is the worst. It is the worst. They had to go in and get mine, and they don't go in. They don't cut you to go in, okay? They basically go through your pee hole and rip it out in an OR. And then when you wake up with a stent from your urethra to your bladder, and you can feel the goddamn thing poking the inside of your bladder. And that's about a week. And then you have to go back to the urologist and have the thing removed, have the stent removed in his office, which also comes out the same hole that you were unconscious when they put it in, and tear that sucker out. It is a miserable fucking ordeal because I couldn't pass the stone because it was jagged and there was some kind of thing, obstruction in the tube. It was a nasty one too. It was about the size of the tip of my finger. It was big. It was big. Here comes the cherry on top. My narc mom is a nurse at the hospital on the same floor where he awaited surgery. She keeps stalking by his room and glaring at them through the doorway. I would call the nurse in charge. I would get the nurse in charge, the doctor. I'm like, you keep her away from my goddamn room. That's my ex-wife. Keep her away from my room, period. I would no if and get away, and I would make it clear. In fact, Megan, I think you should go. You should go to the head nurse or the doctor and say, I don't care if she works here, I don't care who she is. You keep that fucking woman away from that guy's room. Period. Period. That's what I would do. My father kept making excuses for reasons why I don't need to come visit him. This poor man was sitting sitting there with a damn infected stone in his body, and he was trying to protect me. Right, because if your mother has the opportunity to get you and him in the same room and he's vulnerable and you're upset, oh, fuck yeah, that's what he's trying to do. He's afraid my mother will see me and pounce. Of course she will. Of course she will. Of course she will. And she very well may just do that. I intend to act like I don't see her. I intend to ignore her completely. I just want to see my dad. I would call this is what I would do. I would call the hospital. I would find out who her boss is. And I would tell them, I don't want her near my father. I don't want her near the room. Otherwise, there's going to be a problem. I have no contact with her. She's toxic. She's your employee. I'm telling you, keep her away from my father. Keep her away from me, because she's going to come in there and cause a problem. You shouldn't stay away, because then she wins anyway. But I would make it real goddamn clear to her, you are not going to use because the narcissist is going to use whatever power she has. I would make it clear to her, and I would set the terms and the boundaries real early. Real early. I'm not fucking around with you. I'm not playing with you, woman. I'm not playing with you. I'm not even taking the risk. Now, if you're not going to stay, I find out when she's off. So she's not going to be there. She has no excuse to be there. But, you've reconciled with your father. I would want to be there, and I'm not telling you to rush by his side. But you can't just rush in there either, because that woman will use whatever power she has. And you want to do this before you even show up there. You always want to be proactive. Proactive. How do you handle this? This is how you handle it. You call the hospital and you tell them, I don't want her near my father. There's personal relationships. You don't even have to get into the details. There's personal relationships here. There's bad blood. I don't want her anywhere near my father or me. When is she off? So there won't be a problem. That's what you do. So Ali and viewers, how would you handle this? I can promise you this much. I started off writing into you as anonymous and gradually came out of the narc mom closet. If my mother messes with my father at that hospital, this will become a full-on exposure of a narcissist. So far, my letters have only been about the tip of the iceberg. I have kept the very worst of it out of these letters to you. If she chooses to use this as an opportunity to torment my dad, the gloves come off. Thank you for all you do. Best wishes to you, and the happiest of birthdays to Charlene. Megan, why haven't you told me the truth yet? Why haven't you given me, not the truth, why haven't you given me the full story yet? What are you protecting? This is what I keep trying to tell everybody. The only way you vaccinate yourself or inoculate yourself from the narcissist is sunlight, is exposure. Exposure. Telling the truth about everything. Because if you don't tell the truth about everything, if you hold things, not even that you're lying, if you hold things back, the narcissist is going to think maybe they don't remember. And maybe this is my opportunity to gaslight them away from the truth. You have to, as horrible as it is, and as embarrassing as it is, and as scary as it is, to tell the absolute horrible truth of what they've done, you have to do it. And in this case where you're at right now, you need to be proactive. And that means you need to call the hospital and inform them, I don't want her anywhere near this room. I don't want her anywhere near my father, and I don't want her anywhere near me, because she's toxic. She's your employee. You choose to do with her what you will, but keep her away from her ex-husband and her ex-daughter, because that puts her on notice that, yeah, no, There is no room, there is no wiggle room, there is no crack in the door to be kicked open. There's none of it. There's none of it. The only way you immunize yourself from these people is exposure and sunlight. Full exposure. Full exposure. That's it. That's it. She's in a playground. She's in an arena now where she has the advantage because she's the nurse. That's her domain. You can't go in there without setting the parameters first. You need to take that away from her because she will use it to her advantage. And I'm telling you, going forward, and you've been great. You've been wonderful. But if there's more shit you're holding back, it's time is now to get it out there. Because that's why she's still trying. Because she still thinks there's some wiggle room. The only way you immunize yourself from this, from the narcissist, is exposure. Period. So, I hope that helps. Thank you again, Megan, for another contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance.